Poor bastard. Next time he falls, I'll let him choke a little longer.
His gaze be upon you, my son. You're not from here, are you? I know everyone around here. And yet, there is a way about you that is familiar to me.
Who are you?
I am Abbot Jaffer, the spiritual leader of Patham Abbey. My life started here, and it seems it will end here. I don't know where you are from, but I'm afraid you've wandered into hell.
What happened here?
Madness and hatred happened here, and lots of it. When I finally managed to get back from Tulsi, I rushed to my brother's home only to find my niece, Rebecca, orphaned. Then the soldiers began to round up the villagers. When they kicked in the door, I told her to hide. I gave myself up.
Where's the Abbey?
It's southeast of Jova, sitting on a rocky plateau. From the marshes you can see its beautiful golden spheres and Sethrus's ever-watchful eye. Tread lightly, my son. Captain Voss sent some of his men to ransack the Abbey. He's obsessed with finding a treasure that does not exist. They can keep beating me for as long as they want. I have no idea what they are talking about.
Your niece, Rebecca, is she okay?
How long can a young child survive in these horrible conditions? Could you be so kind as to check in on her? The last time I saw her was in my brother's home. It's the building with the treehouse next to it.
Why is Captain Voss doing this to you?
Captain Voss is a criminal and thief parading as a soldier. You don't believe me? Look inside his trucks. They are filled with things he stole from Palamist families. It is the reason why he arrested me. He can beat me as long as he likes. My answer will always remain the same. There is nothing of value in the Abbey besides our barrels of mead. The roots of hatred run deep and far across Hadia. This isn't the first time we've been caught in a perpetual cycle of violence. Sethrus's benevolence lives in all of us. But the serpent also lives in us. He does not dare show himself until the laws and customs have fallen. When that happens, you will quickly realize that the chains holding civilized men are weak. Steel yourself, my son. The serpent strikes when we are at our most vulnerable. This war is a sword sharpened by propaganda and religious intolerance, slicing and dicing up what generations built over centuries within days. The exchange of cruel and violent acts and the lies perpetuated by the media all played their part. I was shocked to hear that even priests were involved in spreading hateful rhetoric. Now look at us. I see only darkness ahead, but I have faith in Sethrus. I believe Hadians can quell their emotions and come back to reason. They must, or all will fall to ruin. Lieutenant Rue was the first outsider I ever encountered. She was as curious about our customs and traditions as I was about hers. This Buddha she spoke of is a fascinating figure. I was saddened to hear that the outside world seems to fall prey to the same dark impulses as Hadeans, which is partly why the Peacekeepers exist. Being a peacekeeper is admirable. Risking one's life for the betterment of others is a noble pursuit. No matter how hard they try, I refuse to hate them and never will. We both share the same land and God. There is plenty of room for peaceful coexistence, and Sethras has plenty of love to spare. I'm not naive. I understand why things are the way they are, but that doesn't mean I have to accept them. How do we stop the spread of hatred from one generation to the next? I lack the wisdom to know the answer, but know where to begin. I need to start with the next generation. The children of this war must let go of their hatred if we are to climb out of the hole we dug for ourselves. There is a moment in history that all Palamists should reflect on, if not regret entirely. The country was ruled by a heavy-handed theocracy, with one thing in mind: power. A young charismatic erudite named Savingo wrote several Reformation theses, which gained popularity. What did the Palamist traditionalists do? They hunted them down. They accused them of heresy and burned them at the stake. They were Palamists who only wanted reform. Nothing is easier than listening and finding common ground. It is effortless compared to the alternative. That moment of hubris sent us on the path of endless wars. We don't learn from our mistakes. We only seem to repeat them. I overheard the guards speaking of such creatures. If what they describe is accurate, then the darkest days are ahead of us. In specific passages, the Holy Kata speaks of Tiar's demons. Some of these passages relate to the curse of Tiar, brought on by the great sins of destructive emotions. These writings were meant to be interpreted as metaphors and stories, to teach and inform us. Could this be happening? May his eye protect us.
I was part of the mob that hung those civilians in the marsh. I don't know what came over me. Now these soldiers make sure I pay for my crime every single night. And I deserve it. I knew all of them. We were neighbors. I taught their children. Those kids were my life. Rebecca, Talum, Justina, especially little Cyril Kun. I want to remember who I was back then, before all of this happened. I need to wake up from this nightmare. Sethras, forgive me.
This is the life, man. For years I waited for this fucking war and it finally arrived. 2 years and we're just getting started. You know what's exhausting? Pretending that everything is okay. Love thy neighbor bullshit. It's about time we rid ourselves of the Palamists. I'll drink to that.
See that guy? Looking through the binoculars, standing safely behind the sandbags? That's the captain. I suggest you chat with him before you wander into trouble.
Painting their horrible deeds for all to see? It's the first thing we saw when we rolled into the marsh. We weren't gonna let that slide. No way. Palamis pulled similar shit in my village. It's the reason I enlisted.
Ha! Good haul. We usually don't find much in these backwater Palamis shitholes. Last time we hit, we barely filled up one truck. Voss is happy. And if Voss is happy, we're happy. He keeps the real good stuff in his office. We'll be living large after this.
I'm only permitted to play Sabinian classics, I'm afraid. Unfortunately, I only happen to know one of their. I'm getting the impression that Captain Voss is tired of hearing the same tune over and over again. I need to learn some new pieces before I end up against the wall.
Move along. This house has been requisitioned by the Asterian Armed Forces to serve as Captain Voss's field.
Dear Diary, Mommy and Daddy are still yelling at each other a lot. Daddy says there's a lot of bad men coming to hurt us. Makes me really scared. Uncle Jaffer is the only one who still plays with me. He says we should all go to the lake with him. He says it's safer there, but I don't want to leave my friends. You're not a soldier, are you? Please don't tell anyone I'm here.
Hey, who are you?
I'm Rebecca. I've been hiding here since the attack on Jova. When the bombs fell from the sky, I was playing in the treehouse with my baby brother. The parents ran out and screamed at us to get down. My baby brother ran to them. That's when the bomb exploded.
I saw your uncle. He's gonna be all right.
Thanks, Zethris. Uncle Jaffer is like all the great saints in the stories he used to read to me. He told me about the great holy men who fought against the Sabinian sinners. Uncle Jaffer always gives so much to help others in need. Zethris would never let him die. He wouldn't.
What happened here?
The soldiers rounded up everyone. Uncle Jaffer told me to hide when they entered the house. They arrested him and they took him somewhere else. The soldiers separated everyone. The men, the women, the children. People were screaming and crying when they were being forced into the buses. The soldiers didn't take everyone, though. The rest were brought into the forest across the marsh. Only the soldiers came back. Miss Haley taught us about Hadia. She told us that the Sabinians were horrible people who always wanted to hurt us. And they gave us examples of what happened in our history. King Astor was a very mean man who wanted to eliminate all the Palamists. The Sabinians think he's a hero. It's true. Look at what they did to us in Jova. Miss Haley was right. They all hate us. I want this to end. I want my mom and dad to tell me everything will be okay. I want to play with my baby brother in the treehouse. I want to go to school. I want to play with my friends in the marsh. And I want to listen to Uncle Jaffer's sermons. I want things to go back to normal. I don't think they ever will. They were always nice to me. Sal wanted me to stay with them at their outpost, but I didn't want to. This is my home. She came to see me in secret and made sure I had food. This morning, she told me she was leaving. She wanted me to leave Jova with them. I told her I was staying for Uncle Jaffer. She gave me more food and said goodbye. I hate them. I killed my mom and dad. I killed my baby brother. He was only 5. Miss Haley was right about them. They're not people. They're all murderers. Everyone I know is gone. They're with Zethris now, in the higher place. Uncle Jaffer talks about it in his sermons. It's where we go when we die. It's a place that has no memories. You only feel happiness. It's where my mom and dad, baby brother are. They're demons. They're here because of the Sabinians. They're friends with the demons. They don't attack them. See? They're friends with them.
I don't know how you managed to get here, and I don't care.
I have my orders not to interfere with your operations. Just do me the same courtesy. That's all we need. A bunch of fucking outsiders roaming around our country. I strongly suggest you avoid my men. They have enough to worry about.
Who are you?
I'm Captain Vass, 6th Battalion, 3rd Company of the Asterian Armed Forces. I'm in charge here. Jova is part of Asteria now, so everything here belongs to the Sabinian cause. I'll follow my orders for now, but there's a limit. The way I see it, you're not bulletproof, and you're alone. I think we understand each other.
What's going on with the priest?
And here I thought we had an understanding. That priest is an AAF problem. He's a goddamn spy. End of story.
What's going on at the Abbey?
The Abbey is off limits, and it's under investigation. We believe these priests are spies and informants for the enemy. We'll get to the bottom of this very soon.
What happened here?
Justice happened here. If you think the Palamists aren't doing the same thing to us, you're a fucking idiot. Jova's part of Asteria's relocation program. We were gonna get everything ready for the migrating Sabinian families. That was before these damn creatures showed up. It's the greatest country on this spinning ball of ours. Well, if it wasn't for the Palamists bringing us down several notches. When we finally get rid of them, Hadia will rise like it once did under King Aster. He was by far our greatest monarch. Look at what we've accomplished with fewer men and resources. We've captured the entire province of Umbrahan and pushed into Argola. I'm guessing we would have Trisk, the capital city of Argola, if it weren't for those damn things. The Asterian armed forces will swing around and liberate Jahania when the fighting resumes. You know the saying, right? ON peacekeepers are as useful as a second asshole on your elbow. Useless outsider trash. We are superior in every way. We've dominated the arts, business, education, and politics for decades, if not centuries. We need to progress. The only way to achieve greatness is to rid ourselves of the Palamist swine. They're drowning in their own filth. We need to step on their heads and hold them underwater. If we let them, those bastards will drag us down with them. They're insects. Look at what they did to that Sabinian family in the marsh. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about the Palamists in the forest? Killing their women and children and sending their men to work camps? But they're not women. They're not children. And they certainly aren't men. When you have a cockroach problem in your home, you don't negotiate with the vermin to leave. You exterminate them. I don't know what they are, but I do know they aren't interested in the town. If they were, I wouldn't be standing here. I sent a scouting party to try to figure out what we're dealing with here, but they never came back. I've been observing them for quite some time. They have no discernible pattern, rules, or hierarchy. In fact, the only thing they seem interested in is that strange dome-like mass in the marsh. My guess is they came out of it. I'd order a salvo on the damn thing, but I don't want to kick the hornet's nest.
back! Come and see me when you're done. Thanks for helping us in the tunnel. I left Lieutenant Rue at the outpost. I'll check in on her later. Any luck figuring out how to open the door in the basement? I looked everywhere for the code.
Can you tell me more about yourself?
When I met Vitalis, I was in a very dark place. If it wasn't for him, chances are I'd either be a criminal or dead. Face down in a ditch somewhere. But Vitalis saw something in me. He gave me focus, discipline, and skills. Skills that would one day serve a great purpose.
What are these weapons?
They're called limbic weapons. Vitalis told me that they were intricately tied to this country's history. He taught me how to repair and enhance them. But to do so, I need limbic shards. And Vitalis wouldn't tell me where the shards come from. He kept a small stash hidden behind the red toolbox. Go get it, and I'll show you what I can do.
You know anything about this necklace?
Vitalis has one too, though it's not quite the same. I noticed some of his friends wore similar ones around their necks. I think they're made of limbic shards like your weapons, but I'm not sure. The weapons, the necklaces, and the vigils are all connected somehow. I guess Vitalis left out some lessons. Any luck figuring out?
What is going on with Abbot Jaffer?
When I left to find Vitalis, they kept him in a small house in the center of town, exposing him like that in the open. Captain Voss wants to send a message to whoever remains in Jova. I'll find a way to get him some water when the guard is distracted. It's all I can do for him. Whatever Captain Voss wants from Abbot Jaffer, he won't stop until he gets it.
What do you know about the Vigil?
Vitalis told me about the Vigil, but not in detail. Before he left, he promised to explain everything upon his return.
What do you make of this note?
Vitalis never mentioned a journalist. I know where the Weeping Knight is, though. It's in the Vissa Hills. It's a large statue of a Sabinian knight holding another fallen in combat. I'm surprised it's still around, considering it's in the Palamist province. It's nestled under a large weeping willow tree. People often light candles and leave pictures of their loved ones at the foot of the statue.
Do you know the woman in the pictures?
Whoever she is, she seems to be a painful memory. Vitalis became angry whenever I asked about her, and he would shut me out completely.
Can you tell me more about Vitalis?
Vitalis was haunted by the past and anxious about the future. He was often away, sometimes for months at a time. After seeing the destruction of the war and the creature's sudden appearance, I now understand why he was so preoccupied.
Any idea what Captain Voss is up to?
My best guess is that he's thieving. Be careful when dealing with Voss. Men like him are unpredictable, which makes Voss very dangerous. I'm only alive because I'm useful to him. Thanks Etheris, too. Otherwise, I'd be dead or, worse, shipped off to a prison camp. Vitalis had a relapse a while back. I helped him through it. He let a few things slip out, though. It didn't make much sense then, but I started connecting the dots when I crossed the marsh. He spoke of these creatures. He said that they were coming. He called it the Calamity. He said they were the physical manifestation of malevolent human emotions, and war was their doorway into our world. I figured it was the alcohol talking. I sure as hell believe him now. I have nothing but good to say about them. They're the first outsiders I ever met. They were very friendly to everyone and very helpful. Lieutenant Rue gave me a few odd jobs here and there. Her men taught me how to play football. I had a blast, as did some of the kids in Jova. They organized a small tournament, which helped us forget about the political tensions flaring up. I feel sorry for Lieutenant Rue, though. She lost all her men. They were all very close, especially with Rojo and Typhon. I should check in on her soon. What needs my attention? Would be proud. I'm getting good. Need upgrades? I'm good. Vitalis will be proud.
Here.
Vitalis will...
I've outdone my...